Bati is a symbol of famine. Many times, Bati has been hard hit with recurrent drought and famine. The saddest famine stories reported by foreign mass media were focused on Bati. Many people and cattle died with the scourge of famine. Bati was once filled with walking skeletons. Since the reign of Haile Selassie, the residents of Bati suffered with a recurrent drought and famine. The erratic rain, soil erosion and soil degradation, coupled with 1,000 years of traditional farm practice, worsened the situation even in the reign of Derg. The 1984 famine also hard hit Bati, but the magnitude was so high and too many people and domestic animals died everywhere. The famine and the recurrent drought have detrimental effects on not only the environment and the economy, but also on the psychology of the people. They lost confidence and were desperately looking for food aid only. The looming drought deteriorates their desire for work. The residents are forced to live on relief food and gradually developed over-dependency on food aid. Even this year, the residents could not produce due to the erratic nature of the rain. Many of the residents who live on agriculture migrated, and those stayed rely on relief food. Only craftsmen, pastoralists and merchants make a living, and even these are not self-reliant. It was in July, the main rain season, that we went to Bati. It was so hot and there was no rain. Some of the farmers are hoping the rain to sustain in May for their cereals. But the seedlings dried up in July when the rain suddenly ceased. The farmers desperately prayed for more rain. ORDA has a vision and a mission to lift the people of the region from the quagmire of poverty and to ensure food security, as well as to realize sustainable development in the shortest possible time. As a development partner, ORDA carried out various development activities in the area of water conservation and environmental protection, disaster prevention, capacity building, as well as HIV/AIDS prevention and control, mobilizing the public and all development forces in an aid to break the shackle of poverty and to ensure sustainable development. To this end, the suffering of the residents of Bati is high in its agenda, and ORDA devised strategy to address the deep-rooted poverty in Bati.
AHMED ትኩረት ሰጥቶ እየሰራው ነው ትርጉም ባለው መንገድ የምንለው የአደጋ መከላከልና መልሶ መቋቋም ፕሮግራሙ ነው።
ORDA attaches prime importance to disaster prevention and rehabilitation endeavor to curb the recurrent drought in various drought-prone woredas to ensure food security. The regional and federal governments, NGOs, including ORDA, extend emergency food to the needy in collaboration with the region's Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Bureau. We have 192 relief centers, and ORDA made its level best to fairly apportion the relief food to the drought-affected compatriots. In addition to this, it provides selected seeds and farm animals to rehabilitate these affected people in a bid to support them to be a productive citizen. So, in its emergency relief and rehabilitation scheme, ORDA extends its support to the people of this region. Not only this, the disaster prevention program is carried out in line with the development endeavors. The emergency food is used to execute forest development, soil conservation, road constructions, and expansion of traditional dams in order to benefit the society. In this regard, ORDA has a meaningful contribution to the ongoing development of the region.
Bati indeed needs special attention due to the recurrent drought. To this end, ORDA gears its focus to mobilizing the community because the deteriorated working habit was a great challenge by itself. Emergency food supply to the drought-affected compatriots was a primary task for ORDA in Bati. In this regard, ORDA constructed food storages to facilitate the emergency supply in 22 rural qabeles, but ORDA soon devised an integrated development program to ensure food sufficiency at a household level in a sustainable manner.
As we all know, ORDA focuses on drought-prone areas and those who could not ensure food self-sufficiency. Most of these localities are hard hit with recurrent drought. ORDA has begun its activity in these areas by providing emergency food aid. First and foremost, it is to save the lives of drought-affected compatriots. And then, efforts are made to rehabilitate them and to bring a significant change to curb dependency mentality. To this end, ORDA made its level best to increase productivity, mobilizing the people to engage in various development activities. It also extends its support to increase their income, exploiting various alternatives, and encourage them to actively participate to find a solution for their problem. These localities were once fertile and had surplus production long before the environment is eroded and degraded. ORDA does not want to see these people live on food aid. It rather aims to rehabilitate them in a sustainable manner and to enable them to be self-sufficient.
ORDA also depends on people as a development force and introduced various mechanisms to increase public participation. In line with the rehabilitation effort, ORDA carried out infrastructure development. Roads are essential to effectively execute the envisaged integrated programs. Many of the qabeles in Bati have no road access, and ORDA has constructed new roads and has improved the standards of the existing roads. The Director General reaffirmed that the Organization for Rehabilitation and Development in Amhara, ORDA, accords prime importance for the road sector not only in Bati but also everywhere it makes interventions.
Our interventions in the road sector have high importance to the society. Despite the rugged terrain and mountains, the road we constructed enabled the government, NGOs, and other development partners to reach out to the community. The community has market access, and these road links play a significant role to the socio-economic development. When the people develop the market potential, the roads would be more vital. We have set the foundation, the means of transportation. The roads could be upgraded, but now they are in a good position to provide service for our development partners and for us to reach the community. The roads also have great importance for the transportation of medical facilities, educational and agricultural inputs, as well as pesticides. So, these roads are crucial and effective, especially in these backward regions.
The residents of Bati have succeeded constructing standard roads which could be comparable to the modern roads. This gravel road, opened from Bati to Guerrero, was constructed with the support of ORDA and the community some years ago. Relief food had been transported to the residents on pack animals. Through the mobilization effort of ORDA, the community was able to build all-weather road which is now open even for heavy-duty trucks. According to officials of the project and engineers, 10 qabeles of the Bati Woreda were connected through rural gravel roads, and 67 feeder roads were also rehabilitated. In addition, a 38-kilometer new road had been opened to benefit the local people.
The road network is meant to interconnect qabeles to qabeles, qabeles to woredas, and to towns. We were also involved in rehabilitating and constructing new roads. We are now implementing the rural development strategy. We have so far covered 22 qabeles but ORDA has only focused on 10 qabalés, interconnecting them through 67 kilometers. But all in all, we have improved the traffic flow. The new 38-kilometer road has also helped heavy trucks to reach the rural towns so that food and construction materials could easily be delivered.
The town of Bati has been hit hard by the recurrent drought as a result of an uncontrolled deforestation for years. To reverse the cycle of drought in Bati, ORDA has now committed to involve the local people themselves in water and soil conservation.
Indeed, the environmental protection and conservation could not show results over patience and hard work. Though we could not have scored good results so far, we have done a lot that could exhibit our success. If we see the onset on our program, which is awareness creation activity, the farmers used to destroy terraces having a negative impression, but now they want to build it again through food for work. That means they have considered terraces as sources of income. But now, for instance, in the EBRAHIM project, the inhabitants in this locality request ORDA to construct terraces for them. The people guarded the terraces and continuously request more terraces to be built for them. They request help to build the terraces even by themselves. The farmers now want more terraces to be built on their farm, which is a great success by itself.
The association also undertakes projects on introducing rural technologies to the farmer, assigning development agents in every qabale of the rural towns. Tangible results can easily be seen in localities like Garero, Kurkura and Renso, where there are many terracing activities to conserve the natural resources.
Soil conservation has helped us to collect better yields. As the soil remains unwashed by rain, we could manage to harvest both compost and fodder for our cattle. I believe that if ORDA keeps on assisting us in soil conservation and borehole construction, every peasant household would be productive and we never expect relief food.
As conditions on the ground entail, one can easily understand that the recent achievements from the efforts geared so far shows that becoming self-sufficient for the Bati peasants would not be a long way to go.
When we say surface water and soil conservation, we do margins that protect soil and moisture. These are done in and out of farms. Some of them are useful for individual farms, while others are introduced on common farmlands. For example, we build half-moon, mountain terraces and contour terraces with plantation activities in common farms. We also make soil and stone terraces and other mechanisms. We also make gully control canals with a view to control the flow of water. In connection to this, there are other activities undertaken in order to improve farming through upgrading soil fertility and its water absorption capacity, like preparation and application of compost and transplanting trees and grass and protection of the naturally grown grass. We do this even better at our EWNETU project.
ORDA has now enabled the local peasant to keep the scarcely available rainwater through the borehole project. Studies also show the peasants in Bati have now managed to secure their own food demand through the water harvesting technology.
AHMED ያው እንደሚታወቀው አመጣጡ ድርቅ ተደጋጋሚ በሚያጠቃቸው አካባቢዎች ነው።
As you know, ORDA has engaged itself, especially in drought-prone areas. 7 or 8 years ago, ORDA extended emergency relief in Sakota and EWNETU. Later on, It has expanded the development efforts in all parts of the region. We believe that the small-scale irrigation schemes have great importance and could change the life of the people. ORDA has engaged in the construction of potable water for those who had no access. ORDA's intervention in water resource development raised the potable water coverage of the region by 3%. Our water resource development includes various irrigation technologies, harnessing of rivers, water harvesting, and introduction of new technologies as well as drip irrigation in various parts of the region. The ongoing water resource development endeavors were carried out in collaboration with ESRDF, Ethiopian Social Rehabilitation and Development Fund, and have shown encouraging results. We have begun the drip irrigation recently. However, we have a plan to expand the drip irrigation in Wadla, EBRAHIM, and Balesa localities. It is widely practiced in Guguda area, and we are indeed satisfied because the farmers could change.
Let's see the case of Guerrero. Here the boreholes were constructed for the local peasants. Some of them are well built with mortar, while others with piles of stones. There are 373 boreholes, out of which 305 holes are plastic coated. This particular ORDS project covered 22 rural qabeles.
As you can see, the area is one of the hard hit by the drought. There was an acute shortage of rain too. This is supposed to be the best rainy season for the nation, but we cannot see any drop of rain. The people had been worried too much. To resist the anticipated problem, ORDA has helped to prepare 373 boreholes, of which 305 are plastic coated and 29 of the holes are built with mortar. In general, we have constructed 31 water reservoirs.
Now, let's see the neighboring rural small villages called Fura in Bati Woreda. This is HASHIM Idris. He is in the middle of the battle against nature as he was severely denied of rain despite the heavy winter season in the country. In spite of the uncooperating weather to HASHIM and Bati, he is now exploiting the water he kept the previous season to grow vegetables. He supports his family by producing papaya and avocados.
I was able to harvest tomatoes, avocados, coffee, sugarcane, nuts, and sold them in the markets. It is a rewarding business for one who took it seriously. You know, previously we had nothing to eat. Thanks to the coordinated effort of ORDA and the local agricultural office, now we have water despite the dry climate. Now we know that we are going to capture any little drop of rain as it happens to be. We are also delivering our praise to God to give us water. Observing my determination, ORDA has awarded me with oxen. Now I am grateful to ORDA because they have eased my burden in my old age. I think that is enough for one who truly considers the support of ORDA and to change our lives. What else they could do for me than this?
ORDA awarded HASHIM for his active participation in ORDA's development effort. HASHIM is now more encouraged and is in a high spirit. The local officials are also optimistic that the conditions of the local people would be improved. The Qabale administrator told us that the most tangible one is the results registered through the water harvesting.
The 2002-2003 drought has affected us seriously. The cattle were all dead. First, there were fewer boreholes built in our Qabale, but of course, there were little changes. I think the number of water wells is still low. If we all have water wells, we can easily be out of the vicious circle of poverty. What we need is improvement and capacity to build those halls. We know the advantages. There are some people in town who managed to change their lives. Even some of them built their house with roofs of corrugated sheets.
The other area of engagement of the ORDA is the irrigation scheme. Launching of a traditional irrigation project is one of the priorities of ORDA in Guerrero village. The irrigation project helped the local peasant to effectively utilize the water resource and harness rivers. The water reservoir was built for the local peasants by the ORDA, but some of the peasants managed to have their own water pumps. Those who use water pumps were able to change their lives for the better.
We are growing tomatoes, red pepper, onion, and other vegetables. We can say there is a change in our lives. We are harvesting fruits and vegetables. We sell them in the markets. Now we have a richer collection of household materials, which was unthinkable in earlier days. Last year, ORDA gave each of us a single ox. Today, many of us have a pair of oxen for farming. We can purchase water pumps in an installment basis. Now, we can produce more, thanks to ORDA. You see, we have no trees around because we cut and sold them.
In the neighboring small town of Salawa, the organization is working to modernize the existing traditional irrigation system. The Salawa River in the town remained unharnessed for years. Today, 16 households are benefiting from Salawa irrigation. The peasants in the village are now producing orange, banana, papaya and others for market. One of the beneficiaries, Ahmed Mohammed, tells us how it was possible.
Forget about the past. Since last year, I have been benefiting much from the project. During those days, we used to irrigate our farms through canals built by mud and stone and local materials. They could not live long, as they were washed away by running water and destroyed by wind and sun. It was also laborious and cumbersome for us to do. ORDA has now rebuilt those canals with cement and stone. It is now much better and gave us relief. I am now ready to produce onion seeds that are making good return. We do not worry about the durability of those canals. Produce vegetables for market. As the head of my family, I'm going to send my kids to school and cover all the house expenses from the return I get through selling those vegetables. God will help afterwards.
To rehabilitate the people of Bati, who were subject for repeated drought and displacement, ORDA has provided them with farm oxen. The farmers have made their level best to change their life in a sustainable manner.
ORDA attaches importance to animal husbandry. In this connection, ORDA has made efforts in the area of expanding vet services in various localities to contain animal diseases. In addition, it also extended support to solve the problem of animal fodders as well as to improve the animal species. ORDA provides support for those who lost their cattle due to the recurrent drought. As part of its development efforts to ensure food security, the organization provides support to the droughted compatriots to re-engage them in animal husbandry. In general, ORDA is actively participating in various development endeavors such as environmental protection and agricultural developments, among others.
In a period of less than a year, ORDA has managed to execute various rural development projects in many parts of the region of Amhara through the fund it secured from the USAID. Particularly, road construction works, irrigation, water and soil conservation are signs of the road for the better future to the people of Bati.